Okay, this is still Algebra 2, Take 2. This is from 5A-2. This is number 16. Remember, when you're trying to solve, you need this to, first thing, remember I always told you guys, this has to equal 0, so you want to take this 10 and you want to put him on the other side. So this is a positive 10, so I'm needing to subtract 10 from both sides. So what I'm going to get as I wiggle my paper here, 2x squared minus 8x, and be real careful, but you've got a negative 14 minus 10. That's a negative 24. Okay, so first you set it equal to 0, and then you're going to factor. All of this, what does it have in common? Do you see anything that you can factor out first? Hopefully you're like, yeah, I can factor out a 2. So I've got x squared minus 4x minus 12. Basically, you're dividing everything by 2 in here. Okay, think about it. Try it. Does 2x squared? Yep, gives me 2x squared. 2 times negative 4x is a negative 8x. Yep, that's what I wanted. 2 times negative 12. Yep, negative 24. All right, this factoring is simple. It's always simple. I hate to tell you that, but if this is a 1, you don't have to worry about the AC method. The AC method always works. You just don't have to use it if it's a 1. Because I know x times x gives me this first term, x squared. And then I'm looking for things that multiply together to give you negative 12. So if you still want to do this little x right here that Jania Carson showed us, you could do this. I'm looking for things that multiply to give me negative 12 that add up to negative 4. Okay, so you're just going to have to kind of play. Write down all your factors of negative 12. I still kind of do it like this. I'm like, oh, 1 times 12 and 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. One of those have to be negative. Do you see any of those that add up to negative 4? Well, I see this one adds up to positive 4, so I'll be like, oh, we'll just switch the signs. So I know one of them has to do a 2, and the other one has to be a negative 6. So that means one over here has to be a positive 2, and one has to be a negative 6. So there it is factored. But it wants to know, what does x have to be so I would get 0? Well, that means either this factor has to be 0, or this factor could be 0. Okay, you're going to have to do it for both. When you solve this, subtract 2 on both sides, you're going to get negative 2, and you can show it if you must. Or, notice here, if you want to get x by itself, that's a minus 6, so you would add 6 to both sides. X would be 6. So that would be your other answer right there. Typically, if this is x squared, you're going to get 2 answers, just like that. So that should do it there. And there you go.